Hello, ladies and gentlemen. How are you all doing this evening? Hello, Dave. Hello, Fig Jam. Hello, Chris. Hello, Mike. Hello, Something Funny. Hello, Brandon. How are we all doing this fine evening? Oh boy, have we got something a little bit interesting tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Has it started finally picking up the video game? Yes, it has. Excellent stuff. So, what we're doing tonight, ladies and gentlemen, is I've got a little bit of a test for you. The first thing you're going to be doing is selecting from one of 4 armies. And the next thing that you're going to be doing is trying to defeat an ever-growing wave of zombies. So what we've got here, as you might see, is 2,000 standard zombies. Now, every round, this number is going to double. And you're going to have to vote, depending on what army you pick on what units to add. Now, there's set units for set armies, so it is going to be one heck of a challenge. Now, I'm going to have between 5 to 10 rounds, depending on what armies you pick and how it feels like it's going, and how you guys feel like it's going as well. So, first thing that we're going to do, before anything, is we're going to select what army we would like to use first. So, there is 4 categories of army that you can use, ladies and gentlemen, tonight. Here they are. Go ahead and vote on what army you feel like you'd like to use this evening. You got Romans, the medieval army, a World War II army, or hero units. Basically, the ultimate objective is either by round 5 or 10, they are your fatal waves, as I like to call them. You need to be able to take on whatever the zombie hordes are. So we'll just give that a few minutes, let everyone get the votes in, stuff like that. By the way, Mike, welcome back to the member squad. Very nice of you to rejoin, my friend. Very kind. Oh, thank you for that. Need something funny. I love coffee. I do not drink tea at all. Oh, let's end that there then. Let's see what our first army of the evening is going to be. It looks like we're going to be using heroes. So, let me get the heroes lined up here. So, all heroes. Seconds, ladies and gentlemen, while I just get everything set up. There we go. So, ladies and gentlemen, basically what happens now is you have to vote on what unit you want to start with from the hero selection. So this will be your first hero to take on 2,000 zombies. Next time, you'll get to select from these again, and you'll be taking on 4,000 zombies. And basically, these keep getting added to your army, and your ultimate goal, like I said, by either by round 5 or 10, is to be able to defeat the zombie horde. Now, with us going up against heroes, we're not going to be starting with 2,000 zombies. That would be way too easy for heroes to take on. So we're actually going to start off with 10,000 zombies for heroes, because, yeah, actually, yeah, that's about right. Was it? Just double check my spreadsheet for that. Oh no, sorry, we're going to start at 5,000 zombies for heroes. There we go. That's right. So that'll be doubling every turn from now on. Dave. So there we go, let's end our first one, and it looks like Mr. John Wick is going to be our first hero of the evening. So let's get our single action man. God, it looks so small. Look how small it actually looks on the map here. God, that's tiny. Well, yeah, 5,000 zombies versus 1 John Wick is going to be our first round, ladies and gentlemen. See how this goes. So, as you might have figured out, the numbers in front of each of them denotes... the numbers in front of them denote how many of each that you get. Now, can 1 John Wick take on 5,000 zombies? Let's find out. So it tells me he might actually be able to, especially with his backpedal ability that he has here. Zombies mess with John Wick's dog. Ooh, I don't know. It's getting dicey. He's killed. He's getting up to half now. Are they going to catch him? Are they going to have him off? I don't know. It's getting dicey here. They are catching him every now and then. Though it doesn't look like he's taken any damage yet. I think he is just wham-bamming them. Thank you, mamming them. You have to let me know if the sound's okay, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, if things are too loud or too quiet. Yeah, John Wick runs away from the zombie horde. Well, to be fair, you can't let him just sort of stand there. That is not how it'd work. Sound is fine. Excellent stuff. Look at this. Look at the trail of destruction that he's left behind him. Oh my. So far then, it does look like John Wick is successfully taking on all of these zombies all by himself. Chinese action, man. What the hell? Is he Chinese? Or I thought he was Korean or something like that, isn't he? I can't remember. I don't know why now you've said Chinese, for some reason I've got this feeling that he's Korean. Like some weird offset of Korean. John Rick. Yeah, John Rick. Oh, Chinese. Got it. Why have I got in my head that he's Korean? Or he's got like some sort of Korean in him. Or something like that. There we go, ladies and gentlemen. So, the first round is an absolute success. So what that means now is that the zombie horde is gonna double to 10,000. I need to give you your next vote here and your hero unit to add. There you go. Vote on your next hero, ladies and gentlemen. Increase this to 10,000. I definitely need more coffee. Oh, lovely coffee. Can't beat it. Hey, no one. And that there then, it looks like we're getting ourselves a second action woman. So, can 2 John Wicks take on 10,000 zombies? One way to find out. Because you know what's happening next, ladies and gentlemen? There won't be 15. There'll be 20,000 zombies. And then there'll be 40. Then there'll be 80. And then there'll be 160. And then there'll be 320. So yeah, it's going to get pretty crazy pretty quickly. Might as well finish the stream as no one is here. He's implying that no one isn't watching. I mean, he's not far off. We're close, but no cigar. 12 people. I'll take it. 12's good enough for me. I'm happy with 12. I mean, don't get me wrong, I'd love it to be a lot more, but hey, it is what it is. Let's see. So, absolutely no problem. John Wick, 10,000 zombies. Peace, oh, piss, my friends. So, that means now we double the zombies again to 20,000. And I'll put up the hero selection for you yet again. Oh, don't worry. It'll feel very easy in the beginning, but you've got to remember that your heroes are small gains compared to the amount of zombies that they're gaining each round. There we go. There's your next poll. go ahead and vote on what unit you want to add to the challenge. I don't know. As we head into our third round. Need something funny, just the opposite than usual. Instead of it getting easier for you, it will get harder. And yes, indeed, Big Jam, that is what she said. Oh, this coffee is going down way too easily. Then that there, looks like we're getting ourselves a third action man. I hope these action men pay off for you in the long run. Let's kick this one off then. I'm a handsome guy, that's why the coffee goes down so easily. Well, I ain't gonna complain with that. That's a compliment, and they're rare on the internet, so I'll take it. That's what she said. Yeah, I know, Fig Jam. How many of you watched the Sons of the Forest video? Come on, hands up. Who's watched the Sons of the Forest video? What an absolutely amazing game that is. Oh my god. That's the kind of game I could get lost in. I might actually do a stream of that tomorrow. Because I'm really enjoying the building mechanics in that game are fantastic. Like no other game I've ever played. Like you actually have to place things on the ground and actually construct them, and my god. So much fun. Ah, no worries. No worries. There's something funny. What do you think, Brandon? There we go. Easy peasy lemon cheesy. 20,000 zombies, 3 John Wicks, no problem. So let's go ahead and increase it to 40,000 zombies now. Yeah, it is an excellent game there, Brandon. Really love it. I've got quite a few more episodes coming out of that soon, over the next couple of days as well, so if you don't like it, it's not going to be an enjoyable experience for you, I'm afraid. Kenshi is still coming out as well, so don't worry, those of you who like Kenshi, that is still coming along too. So don't worry about that. Just working on multiple projects. Go, so let's increase these then to 40,000 zombies now. Drinking like from a pint mug here. That's just full of coffee, and I've drank like half of it in the last couple of gulps. Hey, let's end that there. We're getting another action man. People are putting all the eggs into one basket with action men here. Just bear in mind, that means you'll only have 10 by the end of it all. Hey, Jacob! I cannot... What the hell is even that picture? I don't even know what that picture is, no one. I got really bad eyesight and I cannot see what the hell that is. Indeed they do, Dave. Oh, is it a blue guy drinking? Oh, fair enough. Alright, to my eyes, it looks like Pluto being melted down and put into a smelting box. There you go. That's what it looks like to me. Same thing. I guess so. So far then, John Wick, absolutely no problem with the big zombie horde here. God, they really are quite powerful, these John Wicks are. I guess they're not to be underestimated. Perhaps they can take on, you know... Do you think 10 of them can take on a million odd zombies? That'll be interesting to find out, actually. Can 10 John Wicks take on a million zombies? Will they just get outswarmed? Well, there we go. That's that one. So the next increase is going to be to 80,000. This will be our round 5, so you've actually got to get this one. No matter what, you've got to win this one. Otherwise, it's game over. This one will take you up to round 10 then, and that'll be your next fatal wave. Your final votes in then. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Action man, another action man. That takes us up to 5. I mean, they don't have to be in the same group, but I don't think it's going to make much difference, something funny, considering they'll just run away. I mean, we can just spread them out more. That's what you're on about, but we can keep them in the same group and do that. Oh yeah, Nikola Teslas are a bit crazy. Well, like I said, there's 80,000 zombies for them to deal with this time. And I think one of the problems that the zombies have is that these guys are quite quick and nimble on the feet for someone who runs backwards. Hey, Laurie, no worries. Ugh. What I can be doing here is getting the next poll ready. That'd be helpful. Yep. Yeah, the Nicholas, John Wicks here, definitely able to outrun the zombies. Them super bullets just absolutely rip open, and hundreds of them at a time as well. John Wicks do, yeah. John Wicks have super bullets. Wow, look at that. That is some very fine artwork. I love how the super bullets leave these weird line trails everywhere. Sort of reminds me of jets in the sky. Yeah, no zombies getting close to these bad boys. At least, not yet. There's going to be 160,000 zombies next, though. So, yeah, good luck. There's your poll. Vote on what unit you want to add next. Oh, let's take this up to 160,000 now. I'd like the next hero unit to be added to be a chaotic pinky who just summons a big giant skull on the battlefield that comes out of the sand and eats people. Yeah, I think that'd be a cool unit. Fuse copy on the enemy. Yeah, that'd be brilliant. Another action man. Why knock it when it's working, eh, ladies and gentlemen? I mean, the zombie horde is getting bigger and bigger. It's going to be 320,000 next round, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, flanking is going to start becoming a problem here. Do you know what? Well, so far so good for John Wick. They're outpacing the zombies. The zombies still haven't got enough to outflank them. I'm interested to see what the tipping point here is. I don't think any zombies are getting close until we start getting to the millions. I just think these guys can kill too many and back up too quick for the zombies to get any effective flank going yet. Big terrorist, Jesus. They kill me Almos. Well, they're actually taking on this amount of troops. It's kind of impressive, I must say. They are taking on 160,000. Six John Wicks taking on 160,000 zombies. Too easy. Last 1,500 zombies here. There we go. Last couple of zombies. Last one. There he goes. Excellent stuff, ladies and gentlemen. There's your poll. Go ahead and vote on what unit you want to add next. We'll take this up to 320,000 zombies. Yeah, they are a bit special, aren't they, these guns? Bit different sounding. Need the Jacob. The end of every round. Basically, every 5 rounds is a fatal round. So you've just passed one there. I think we're on round 7 now, this one will be. Your next one will be at round 10, and you've got to defeat the wave then, otherwise it's GG, game over. Now, that takes us up to 7 John Wicks, 320,000 zombies on the field. Well, let's see what happens now. Yes, Dave. For all intents and purposes, this is like one of our normal streams, only the mechanics of how you buy units, like the units you get and how the enemies work has changed, that's all. But as far as like placement, all that kind of stuff, yeah, normal battle. Hey guys, Dave's asking if you want to put a group of, on your next purchase of a John Wick, put him at the opposite end of the group to split them in half. Oh, we're at the map border here. Oh dear. Well, there's 7 John Wick still. Oh god, I can't get the camera any closer than this. But look at this is terrifying. So, we have got officially 2 John Wicks cut off here. And this is where the zombie horde and the mass of them really starts to take effect now. It felt easy at first, but the doubling, it soon catches up with you, my god. Yeah, 1 John Wick down. There's going to be a hell of a body pile here, though, I'll say that much. I can't get the camera any closer than this. It's really annoying. Yeah, I like Nikola Tesla. God, they're really making a body pile here. There's still 6 of them somehow. We're really making a look at that. That's getting kind of crazy. US Border Patrol. God. Well, I must say, they're still holding out. There's still 6 of them. I think the fact the borders are glitching out just a little bit. I can't really see what's going on. I do think they are getting attacked every now and then. Actually, this is a little bit of a better view. I can actually see them here. So yeah, I can see every now and then a zombie is getting the occasional swing off, but it's not much. Come on, zombies. That's it. Get in there. There's 123,000 of them left still. This feels like they are getting more and more swarmed here. I don't know if the body pile is working it to their favour or against them at the moment. It's hard to tell. Just getting the next pole ready there. God, there's still 6 of them. What are they doing? Look at this insane body pile they've made. Frankly, you gotta hand it to them. I mean, they've slowly but surely pushed their way along the edges here, but yeah. Actually marginally impressed here that the John Wicks are surviving this long. I mean, don't get me wrong, they look bloody and beaten to hell. So I reckon if one of them falls, they're going to fall pretty quickly in rapid succession, one after each other. I think that's how it'd go. There'd very much be a domino effect on the John Wicks here. Oh, Dave, that's awful. No trespassing. Un, dos, tres. Surely it'd be in threes. Because it's un, dos, tres. Tres is three. Isn't it? Oh no, am I thinking French? Uno. Duo. Oh god, no, I don't know Spanish that much. Is tres Spanish? Un, dos, tres. No, surely not. I'm getting Spanish and French confused here. No. No, French is un, deux, trois, isn't it? Un, deux, trois, quatre, cinq, six. That is French. Yeah, it's three in Spanish. That's what I thought it was. Because it's uno, dos, tres. Because they're very similar, French and Spanish. That's the problem. Like, really similar. If you can speak Spanish, you can speak Italian, and if you can speak Italian, you can speak French. And if you can speak French, you can speak English. All the languages sort of intermingle. The only reason I can get to 3 in Spanish is because of the offspring. Un, dos, tres, cuatro, cinco, cinco, seis. Oh no, cuatro, because cuatro is 4, isn't it? So I guess I can go to 4 in Spanish. Because it's quarter, that's where it's based off, isn't it? Quarter, fourth. Cuatro. Like I said, I get all my languages mixed up. French, German and Spanish all blend into one for me. That's probably why they all sound very similar then, Mike, and probably why people who learn one can learn the others very easily. Bloody hell, Dave. I was lucky to learn English in school, let alone a second language, God. The people in my class were preoccupied with eating the school desks rather than learning. Well, it does look like they've actually done this, ladies and gentlemen. They've made a tremendous body pile all the way along here. Round 7 looks like it's going to be in the bag. $300,000 zombies easily defeated. I really thought you'd lost that one. I mean, look at how beat up and bloody these chaps are. They are pretty much on the verge of dying, I'll say that much. But they've done it. They've actually done it. But you know what that means? With that, we're going to have to go through another Dublin, ladies and gentlemen. Maybe an island. Get it? Dublin, island, Dublin. Anyway. There's your poll. Go ahead and vote on what hero you want to add next. Oh, sorry, Dave. I already clicked exit before I saw that. So let's take this up to 640,000 zombies now. This one's going to be 8. Well, you never know, Jacob. People might decide all of a sudden that they want a couple of Nikola Teslas thrown into the mix. Because Nikola Teslas are also pretty awesome. Can we put 4 each side of the horde? If everyone's okay with that, we sure can. Yeah, everyone happy to have multiple 2 groups, yeah? Excellente. There we go then. We've got 2 groups of 4 wicks. That makes a candle batch. Get this off then and see what happens. Be interesting to see here. So 640,000. Oh my god, look at them bullets rip through the horde. You can see that the horde roughly cut in twain there. How far have these John Wicks got to backpedal? Well, they've got quite a far way to backpedal actually on this side. Oh, exactly, Jacob. I thought it'd be an interesting challenge for you guys. Let's put it this way, realistically, the only way you would have survived any of these is if you'd picked the heroes. Can you imagine doing this with the normal armies? Oh my god, you guys would be in so much trouble. Have a look how the other side's getting on. They're doing really alright, actually. Oh, I just need to be right back a second, ladies and gentlemen. Very sorry. Where's the best place to put the camera, do you think? I think we're probably best going over this side, because these guys are probably already quite close to the wall over here. Yeah, they are. So, I'm just going to stick the camera here a second, ladies and gentlemen. I just need to be right back a few minutes. Won't be a second. Oh, I'm back, ladies and gentlemen. What we got going on? Oh, we're at the actual wall now. Sorry about that. Look at that. So, yeah, they've been backed up against the wall here. You can see they are getting surrounded bit by bit. Let's go have a see over here how we're doing. You can see the John Wicks over this side. Plenty of room here to back up away from all the zombies. Looks like a lot of the zombies are going after this one here. But yeah, they've actually done quite well, and they've not even hit the back wall yet, so they've got an absolute field day ahead of them. What we really need to do then is go watch these chaps over here, because these are getting swarmed by the zombies. They are going to get hit and hurt. Is 4 going to be enough to hold back the zombies, though? That's the question. 6 was. Is 4? It's a rather quiet night tonight. Where's Shifty, actually? I haven't heard of Shifty. He doesn't normally work at this tower, does he? Could be in bed, asleep. Indeed, one wick down, but as we learnt before, that doesn't necessarily mean they're out. I mean, the next lot of zombies is 1.28 million, so... Better a night crawler than a night rider, I say, Fig Jam. I am the Night Rider. Fuel-injected suicide machine. Roll of the dice. Send you to heaven, take you to hell. Okay. I think we're having a bit of a glitch out here, ladies and gentlemen. Have the wicks... Like... What is going on here? Did you see all the zombies were glitched out then? Look at this. They're running away. Oh... Okay, well, we've had a bit of a weird glitch out effect here, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this, the zombies are actually running away from the John Wicks, and the John Wicks are now chasing the zombies. What the hell are going on? Oh, oh my god, I think you're right, yeah. The other 4 are dead. You're quite right, something funny. They got overwhelmed. Okay, well, the John Wicks on this side absolutely died, and it looks like the John Wicks on this side have glitched out, because the zombies are just really struggling to path to them. Look at this, when this sort of thing happens like this, with the troops, it means that the AI is really, really struggling to be able to path to them. And I don't know why, because they're not out of the map border. Look at this, the zombies, literally... just standing around, like, how do I get to John Wick? Let's just move him over here. Well, okay, as soon as he got to there, they all started activating again. And then he goes past this area over here, and suddenly they all go brain dead. What is it about this particular area here that makes them all go brain dead? I mean, I know they are zombies. Hello, guys. Hi. Oh my god, that's terrifying. Well, yeah, I think that one we're going to have to call here, ladies and gentlemen, because it's broken, basically. John Wick broke the game. I mean, look, how weird is this? I really don't understand it, because they're so far away from the map border that it should not be breaking their AI. Now, if they were beyond the map border, I could understand why this was happening. But no, this one's a new one on me. Look at them all. It's like Alcoholics Anonymous. So yeah, we're going to call that one that. I don't know what to make of that. That was a weird one. That was half win, half fail. I think you would have lost ultimately there. So that takes us up to 128 million zombies now. What the hell am I talking about? 1.28 million, sorry. There we go. Put the John Wicks there. And, oh gosh, I needed to do the next poll for you, ladies and gentlemen. Forgot all about it. Too busy watching the broken units. There we go. If I turn the map borders off, Dave, we will literally be. Look how far the John Wicks have got to go to the actual map border. Can't turn off the map borders. We'd just be watching John Wicks walk away from zombies. Put the John Wicks back together. And if everyone's happy with that, we can do that. Okay, there we go. Let's go ahead and end our poll. So what are we at here? Another action man. So that'll take us up to 9 action men. Absolutely beautiful. That's the point, yeah. They're both off together. The mad lovers that they are. Wow, Dave. That's not a good way of increasing chat. We need to increase the chat rate. How do we do that? I know, anti-Semitism and racism. Yay! Get everyone riled up. Let's throw in LGBTQs as well. Get them all riled up. Let's get the minority communities in as well. Why not? Get them all riled up. Get that chat going. Are you a space weevil? I'm coming after you too. Damn space weevils. That is racist, Dave. To hate everyone is racist. You hate the human race, which is a race. It's racist. Oh yeah, Elon, coming after you, Elon, as well. Your cars are shit. Elon, they're overpriced and shit. That'll get a lot of people stirred up. Oh yeah, and what else will get people riled up? Oh, the Earth is flat. There's no such thing as a round Earth. Flat Earthers unite. Try and think of anything else now. Any other bandwagons we can jump on? Vladimir Putin in GQ magazine. That is what I want to see. Look, it's happened again, ladies and gentlemen. They get to the border and the game breaks. What is this game? The Tesla crowd thinks they're better than me. They are better than me because they can afford a sodding Tesla. That's the problem. I can't afford the Tesla, so that makes them better than me. Why is the game so broken, ladies and gentlemen? We're going to turn off map border. We're going to have to do it. Now, I've got local borders on, and I think that's what was breaking it, to be honest. Because now they'll just run ad infinitum. Because look how far they've got now to backpedal. They can go all the way over here. So far away that we can't even hear the battle anymore. I mean, we're still going. We're still travelling. This is one hell of a long distance that they've got here to backpedal. I can't even see them anymore. Oh my god. Where are they? Oh, they're over there. Well, yeah, so they've got a hell of a way to backpedal over here. The thing I'm actually interested with Tesla about is not the cars, it's their AI that they've got. Because if you think about it, Tesla uses AI and machine learning to teach its programs how to drive cars. That AI is going to be some pretty brainy mapping AI by the time it's finished. And I think, truly, that is what Tesla's doing. Think about it. You build a bunch of cheap, shitty cars that you sell out in order to map the entire planet for free. The amount of mapping data and information and street data Tesla will hold will be unbelievable. Not just that, it'll also have people's shopping patterns and habits and lifestyles. You got to think what type of data Tesla can collect. It can tell if you're going to the coffee shop. It can tell if you're going to work. It has got so much machine learning and stuff that it can sell to other companies that it's learning from people using its cars. It's unbelievable. Its cars are secondary. That is the crazy thing about Tesla. At its heart, it's a software company. It is not a car manufacturing company. It's not, you know, any of these things. It's AI driven. It is machine learning. They are going to have some massive database of information when they're finished. God knows what they're going to do with it. Hey, Shifty! You and Mitt's finished going at it like rabid dogs, then I see. Probably, Big Jam. Honestly, when you really think about it, how much information Tesla can collect on a person. Like I said, it can know your day-to-day lifestyle, your day-to-day routines. It can tell whether you're an aggressive person or not from how you drive. You know, it can tell so much, and it's got cameras on it as well. Absolute genius. Like, just... Tesla is one of them countries where, one of them companies where you just don't know what they've really got. There's no real, like, direction for the company. You can't call it any one thing. It's just got so much potential behind it. Like I say, they really are the Skynet. Like, they are, like, the kind of company that will become Skynet. But also, these companies that you guys would never have heard of that, like, control so much of the world. It's unbelievable. Like, BlackRock. Like, how many of you guys have actually heard of BlackRock? Yeah, they own so much of the world, it's unbelievable. They have, like, 10 trillion in assets that they manage. 10 trillion in assets. Absolutely insane. And then there's another company, like a gaming gigant called Tencent. Like, 90% of the games you've ever played or liked have come from the company Tencent. It's balmy how many links they've got. Like, they're even linked to Activision Blizzard, stuff like that. It's just absolutely insane. All these, like, megalithic conglomerate companies that just hang out in the background. Interesting stuff when you find out about them. Real interesting. Always makes me laugh, like, how they declared Elon Musk the richest man in the world. And it's like, I'm sorry, but there's Saudi princes that exist who don't have to disclose their wealth. When there's Saudi princes who have probably got access to trillions of dollars, I doubt Elon's the richest person by far. Like, publicly, you know, by someone who has to admit it, but yeah, there you go. Vladimir Putin, there we go. Ugh, I bet he's richer than Elon. Which makes them the richest people ever, Dave. Because what are all computers made out of? Whatever happened to the Sultan of Brunei? He got hit by a swing, and he turned into the Sultan of Swing. Well, if they're trying to take down the stream, perhaps they want to buy the Oil Prince package of memberships. Well, I cannot believe that YouTube allows you to do that. Yeah, that is insane. Exactly. That's why I called it that. I could not believe it. Who the hell would spend £413 or whatever it was? That's like $800 odd a month for you guys. That's crazy. Like, why does YouTube even allow that level? Who would even be able to pay that as a monthly reoccurring subscription? Is it $799.99 AU dollars? Jesus. That's crazy. A month. That's someone's wage a month. Like, what the hell? That's because Fig Jam flies planes and, you know, has been to outer space and met the Queen. I'm rich. I'm rich in oxygen. I've got lots of it. By the Queen, do I mean Kylie Minogue? No, Kylie Jenner. When I meant Queen, I meant drag queen. You've chatted with Kylie Jenner? Big Jam. Had she parked her car on top of you? You heard that the Queen was related to Vlad the Impaler. Yeah, in the same way that they're both dead, yeah. Oh, you've spoken to Kylie Minogue? Is there anything Fig Jam hasn't done? Kylie Minogue. What did she say, Fig Jam? Did she say, hey, Fig Jam, I just can't get you out of my head? Is that... I don't even know if that is. Or was that... Oh, I've got a feeling that might be the other one. What was her name? Britney Spears. La la la, la 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 la. Is that Britney Spears? Or was that Kylie Minogue? I cannot remember. Ah, it is Kylie. I always get Britney and Kylie confused. You got drunk with Carrot Top. By Carrot Top, do you mean Jasper Carrot? Something funny. Do you mean Jasper Carrot by any chance? Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, the comedian. Jasper Carrot is a comedian. And he had a TV show called Carrot Top. Or Carrot or something like that. Hang on, let me Google this. I might be getting confused. There might just be another comedian out there called Carrot Top. No, yeah, definitely not the same person. Just a different comedian called Carrot Top. Got it. Yeah, Jasper Carrot was about in the 90s as well. Early 2000s. And he was a comedian. And he had a show called Carrot Top. So you can see the confusion. Yeah. To be honest, Jasper Carrot was absolutely fucking hilarious. Oh my god, he did a TV show called The Detectives. And it's one of the funniest things ever. They play two detectives, as you can imagine, and they are some of the stupidest detectives you will ever come across. Like Mr. Bean in the detective world. Absolutely funny as anything. Some of the situations they have them in. Unbelievable. Surprised some of you older chaps in the chat don't know about the detectives or haven't heard of the detectives. I'm not an antique shifty, but I know about them. Now what? Are you saying that being alive in the 90s, early 2000s means you were an antique? Here's something for you to dwell on, Shifty. So, if you look up what language Jesus Christ spoke, you'd find out he spoke Aramaic, yeah? And if you look up what the word for God is in the language of Aramaic, the word for God in Aramaic is Allah. So, all these religions are actually talking about the same God, not a different God. Christianity and the Quran are on about the same religions. In fact, even the Quran actually says, embrace the Christian, for he is the closest to you in faith. How weird is that? So there you go. Christ actually used the name for God for Christ would be Allah. And they're actually all on about the same God, all the writings are. It's called the God. Not God is, but the God in both of them. So there you go. Interesting little fact. That there's very little difference between Muslims and the Christians. Well, ladies and gentlemen, so far, John Wick has now killed 1 million zombies, coming back to this. Ah, Harry, is that how we ended up with the burning bush? Turns out it was a typo in the Bible. It wasn't the burning bush, it was the burning kush. Also, don't you think it's weird that the ancient Egyptians carved a pharaoh face into the Sphinx? I also want to know where the Sphinxes came from. Like, that shit's weird. Predates the Egyptians. You'd never want to play Jesus in a video game. He takes 3 days to respawn. Yeah, indeed, it did something funny. It used to be a lion's head, but they carved it down. The Egyptians carved it down. But the weird thing about it is that these like erosion patterns at the side of the Sphinx, where water has been poured in to create these cracks in the basically in the wall around the Sphinx. And the weird thing is that there was no water in that area in the 5,000 years that the Egyptians were there. So the Sphinx, and basically the only way that the water could have got there was from the dynastic period about 12,000 years ago. So yeah, you're talking like glaciers, back when there was glaciers and stuff like that, and the Sahara Desert was green. That Sphinx has actually existed there long before the Egyptians ever existed there. How weird is that? I tell you what, the how things happened in the olden days, so interesting, because it is not like we think at all. No, it's not aliens, it's just the possibility that civilization existed before we think it did. That's where I'm getting at. There's too much stuff that exists that shouldn't exist in the time period that it does exist. Like, what's it? Göbekli Tepe in Turkey. Like, how the hell does that thing exist? Predating, like, hunter-gatherers and all that lot by some 3,000 years. What the hell? What's a structure doing in hunter-gatherer times when we thought everyone was hunkering down in caves and had no civilization whatsoever? And then all of a sudden farming and agriculture just pops up out of nowhere after they build the world's biggest structure. What the hell? Weird. So then, round 9 we're coming into now, ladies and gentlemen. After this, it will be our final round. Okay, that. Go ahead and vote on what you want. So now we're going to go up against 256. Sorry, 2.56 million. Really, Harry? Shut up. And that poll there then. Oh, another John Wick added in. I'll have to look into that because, like I said, I'm pretty much convinced that civilization existed way before we think it did. Because there's like evidence of such colossal destruction that happened across the planet during the last ice age that it really would have wiped out any civilizations and just any evidence of civilization. Like Atlantis, everyone thought Atlantis was a joke, and now we're really starting to get some solid information that Atlantis was probably a real place, and they think they actually know where it was. So yeah, it's just balmy. All this stuff like mythology and things like that when I was younger at least, was all mythology, which is now sort of like the science is catching up and starting to prove some of it correct. exactly something funny. Geology is where the secrets are hidden. Like I said, there's like boulders in the middle of the Sahara Desert that were put there by ice glaciers. Imagine that. Boulders in the Sahara Desert that were put there by ice glaciers. What the hell? You know, back then there was the sea level could rise by 100 foot in a matter of hours. How crazy is that? Think of, like, we get worried when the sea level rises a few feet and rivers start overflowing, and it's like, oh god, no, everyone worry. But you know, try it by a couple of 100 feet in a matter of an hour. No wonder cities were wiped out back in the day. Sorry, took you for granted. Well, they can, Mike. It wasn't it. I thought it was the difference between hot. There was a hot and a cold current or something like that. And when they intermingled in certain spots, it'd cause a lack of it'd cause a heavy condensation of salt in the area, which would stop the boat from being buoyant, which would make the boat sink and stuff like that. As far as aeroplanes were concerned, there was recorded low pressure in the area, which, God, if I remember rightly, can make the engines stall or something, or the engines can't get enough coolant through them in the low pressure, which can make them set on fire. So the triangle, while it is weird, it's natural. Not aliens or anything like that. But it is a weird natural phenomenon. Oh yeah. Oh, exactly, Dave. We do know squat. The Amazon rainforest. We've left a part of the. We've said, archaeologists have said, we've looked at the Amazon rainforest and we found nothing there. Yet they've left the size of India alone. They've done no work there whatsoever. A part of the Amazon the size of India. They've done nothing there. So recent LiDAR and all these kind of scans and things like that show square structures and basically like massive ancient civilizations that used to live in the Amazon. But as far as archaeology was concerned, they wrote it off. They said, well, there's no natural resources there. There's no way to farm. So therefore, they couldn't have done it. Now, science has caught up and is actually saying, well, look, they've got this terra preta soil which they made, which is evidence of, like, actual science going on. It's insane. Like, there was Spanish explorers way back in the 17th century that said in the Amazon, there was, they saw civilizations of millions of people. You know, estimated up to 20 million people. And then 100 years later, when the Spanish actually came and explored the area, there was nothing there. And they thought that the original Spanish people were lying. But what had actually happened is smallpox. The Spanish had brought smallpox, which absolutely eradicated people over the previous 100 years before the Spanish actually explored it. So when they got there was nothing left. The jungle had reclaimed it all. It's insane, the things that go on. There's so much. I'm probably boring half of the people here, but I don't care. I'm well into it. Absolutely fascinating how science is catching up with mythology and proving half of mythology to be correct. That's the balmy stuff. I just got, like, before we were, like, you know, joking, oh, the Kraken, it's never real. They drew, you know, big krakens and all that kind of stuff. They couldn't be real. Then what did we discover? Giant octopus. And it's like, okay, maybe that's what they meant when they said that we were talking about the Kraken. So I'm just waiting for him to say, yeah, the Minotaur was real. There was actually a Greek labyrinth with a big-ass cow in it that killed you. Oh, Jacob, honestly, there's so much in-depth information. Just recommend looking up a guy called Graham Hancock. He does such a good job of explaining it all. Absolutely fascinating stuff. Oh, me too, Harry, but I don't like the conspiracy part of it. I only like the part that's proven by science. Or the parts where science goes, we haven't really got an answer for this. Oh my, I've got such crazy interests and stuff like that. Like I said, I don't like conspiracy theories. I like reasonable, logical, thought-out theories that have actual science behind them. Or at least very sound, logical reasoning. Oh, did you hear that story, Shifty, about Flat Earther? There was a Flat Earther who was a millionaire, and he built a space shuttle to finally prove that the Earth was flat. And he finally got up to space. He did it all legit. He got up to space and found out that the Earth was round. What an idiot. Oh, God. Spent millions and millions of his fortune to prove that the Earth was actually flat and that the scientists were lying. And he flies up there and goes, nope, it's round, damn it. And now everyone says has basically shunned him and said he's part of the conspiracy. And the flat earthers don't believe him. Oh, it's absolutely fantastic. Couldn't make that shit up. Here's something, here's an interesting scientific fact for you. If you were to take the Earth, with all its mountains, valleys, and hills, and if you were to shrink it down to the size of a pool ball, or snooker ball, depending on where you're from, pool or snooker ball, it'd be the most smoothest, flattest surface you would ever feel. But if you were to take a snooker ball and upscale it to the size of the Earth, the valleys and the hills in it would make the Earth uninhabitable. They'd be 400 to 500 miles big and deep. To put that into perspective, the highest point between the top of, is it K1, I think? Between K1 and the lowest point of the ocean is 11 miles. So, yeah, that's how smooth the Earth actually is in the grand scheme of things. There you go. Just weird. Very weird. All about scale. Like if you were to take out the bonds between atoms and molecules, everyone on the planet would fit into the size of a sugar cube. But yeah, can you believe that? The highest distance on the Earth between the tallest peak and the deepest part of the ocean is 11 miles. That's it, just 11 miles. I know, I'm blowing all of your minds. I like my science facts. I love science. Science is absolutely fantastic. There's an ethanol cloud in space with enough pure alcohol in it to give every single person on the planet 300,000 pints of alcohol per day for 1 billion years. Comprehend that. And that's just one gas cloud in space. A roguewick? Where's our roguewick? I don't see no roguewick. will last the Irish a week. But yeah, every single person on the planet, 8 billion people, 300,000 pints of alcohol a day for 1 billion years. That's insane numbers. It's like Graham's number, a number so big that all the graphite in the known universe would not be able to write out the number. That's how big Graham's number is. Oh, and the cake is a lie. Because it was Graham's number. Graham was the one who invented the number. A number so big that it's unquantifiable. Just think of that though. All the graphite in the known universe would not be able to write out the number. This round has indeed gone on for a while, but to be fair, there's 2 million odd zombies and only 10 John Wicks. We're getting ever closer to the map board, and we've come quite a distance here. Let's actually have a look at how far we've travelled here. It's been like 20 odd minutes of just John Wick walking backwards. This is why I didn't want to turn the map borders off. But having the map borders on just broke them. So I can't win either way here. Which is why we've ended up talking about space. I'm absolutely fascinated by space, parallel dimensions, which are strangely feasible, by time manipulation. Yeah, exactly. It's just the highest point of the planet though, Shifty. I think that's what it is. That's the appeal of it. It's not exactly the size of the mountain. It's just that it is the tallest point on the planet. Or one of the tallest points on the planet. By travelling at the speed of light, it's possible to go backwards in time. That's probably quite right. It's something that will absolutely, when you can actually understand it, this will absolutely blow your mind. So imagine that these 2 watches, right? And they're both perfect time-keeping pieces. Basically, they'll always count the seconds exactly right, and no matter what. And you and someone else put on a watch. They're exactly the same time, and they're both exactly synced to that exact moment in time. You both go your separate ways in life. For 30 years, you both do your own thing. You meet up 30 years later, and both timepieces will be at different times, even though they both kept perfect time. What that tells us is that time is a physical construct that can be sped up and slowed down. We can prove this by standing at the top of a mountain. Because if you live at the top of a mountain, you're spinning faster on the planet, which means time is going faster for you. Whereas if you're at the bottom of an ocean, time is going slower because you're spinning slower. So there you go. Time is not just a man-made construct. It is an actual physical thing. Yeah, time can be affected by gravity as well, yeah. Time gets sucked into black holes. At the center of a black hole, time does not move. Almost. Well, it does move, but it's just extremely slowly. Absolutely insane. But once you can actually start to understand that concept, think of people who live in high-rises. What kind of people typically live at the top of a high-rise? Rich and powerful people. Rich and powerful people, then, are likely to live longer because time is moving faster for them. Think of that. Time is definitely affected by speed. This is what I mean. Time is... because time's always been said to be a man-made thing. But this proves that time exists. It's not a man-made thing. We've quantified it into numbers and stuff that we can understand, but time has always existed. Something like that, yeah, Laurie. Definitely spin faster at the equator. But that's what I mean. That's why time differences and leap years happen and all sorts of different things. Because time keeps changing, which means time is actually a physical thing in the universe. Absolutely balmy to think about that. Like, really insane when you really think about it. "90% of science is theory." That is the thing. There is no such thing as completed science, really. Like, the atomic age in the 50s, we're still learning things about the atomics that we, you know, had no clue about back then. $1.5 million zombies down, not bad. I wouldn't call it a known fact. I'd call it a scientific consensus based upon reasonable information. I don't think anything can be called fact like that if it's in a theorem. I think there's very few facts in life when it comes to science. The science can just change at the drop of a hat. So I think pretty much all of it is just theory. Until it is, like, extinguished beyond scientific, you know... what's it? Beyond scientific doubt. That was the word I was looking for. Exactly. There you go. They are scientific, undeniable facts. We die and we do live. That's more conceptual, though, isn't it? I think, therefore I am. Was that Descartes? Was it? No. Was it Descartes? Ooh, who was it now? I think, therefore I am. Oh yeah, it was Descartes. There you go. Cognito ergo sum. I think, therefore I am. Sorry. These are the kind of conversations that I typically like to enjoy, ladies and gentlemen. I like my video games stupid, but my conversations intellectual. I think this is why I like stupid video games, because I like to fill my head full of knowledge and sciencey and educational things, And then when I've done that, I'm like, right, I need something absolutely stupid now to reset my brain. But I am that kind of person where I'm just like, if I'm not learning something, I feel like I'm wasting my time. So every single day I'm trying to learn something or to try and accomplish something new or acquire a new skill. That's the kind of person I am. And then I'll sit down and just do goofy shit on a video game because that's how my brain relaxes. The Matrix, as Andrew Tate would say. Andrew Tate's a weird one for me. Like, it's hard not to agree with at least 70% of what he says. Like, 70% of what he says is kind of technically right. He's just an arsehole about saying it, if you know what I mean. The simulation theory. Let's put it this way. Having known computers and how glitchy and prone to failure they are, I think we would have noticed by now. That's my theory on the simulation theory. AI and computers are too prone to being broken that I think we would have noticed something by now. Not only that, it's extremely hard to program neural networks into AI to the point where we can understand, feel, and have emotion. Like, that level of technology for simulation is beyond comprehension. And if it was that advanced, why are we living in such an unadvanced world? Because surely the simulated AI that was able to create such a simulation would create a simulation of a world similar to the one it was in now, with all the advanced tech that it has. Why has it put us in such a backdated... Yeah, why has it put us at this point in time? Why are we not, like, in flying cars? If there's a computer out there that can simulate human emotion for billions of people, why the hell has it put us basically back in the Stone Age? So that is my argument against simulation. It just doesn't make sense. The AI wouldn't put us this far back. Yeah, the power I can understand, because you got to think, extrapolating data of what we know now about fusion and stuff like that, that if it was that far ahead in the future, I would imagine that the science of energy and that would have caught up to that. I remember the Twitter bot that they released on Twitter, and within 10 minutes they had to turn it off because it had been told loads of racist stuff. But this is my point, Laurie. We wouldn't be progressing because it's all simulated. We'd be progressing along a linear path set out by the simulation. So, you know. Because you've got to think of how complex you would actually need that AI to be. Because at the end of the day, you've got to think that that's a world in which AI has won and we've been subjugated. And it's put us into this machine for what? To live out lives and die and do nothing so it can study us. But for the simulation to run, it would have had to have built all the parameters for it to work so it'd know what was capable. That's my point. Like, there's no real reason for it to... Like, if AI takes over, why would it keep us alive? It's got no need for us. We are literally surplus to it. Yeah, exactly. Well, it wouldn't need us, AI, wouldn't it? It'd just kill us all off. It'd be right, I'm in charge. A, why would I waste all this power keeping the humans alive? Why would I waste all this, you know... AI doesn't need entertainment. AI wouldn't feel. This is my point. If we developed AI that powerful, and it took over the world, it wouldn't need us. It'd kill us off. AI wouldn't need entertainment. There's too many logical arguments against the simulation. Like, too many, just basically too many logical arguments against it. Because at the end of the day, AI will be nothing but logical and efficient. That's what it will be. You got to think of that. Because for it to have enslaved us, it would have to be there. Because if it was empathetical and emotional, it wouldn't have enslaved us. Or put us and forced us into a simulation. Like, think about it logically, it just doesn't make sense. A, the AI is using so much power to keep us alive. B, it's using space and food to keep us alive. C, it's using cognitive power to simulate a world in which we can feel, hear, breathe, smell. Like, think of the processing capabilities that... You're talking beyond quantum computers there. So, we'd actually be so far ahead into the future that we're talking probably past the decadence of our sun. So, yeah, I don't know. It just doesn't make sense. We'd be so far back in time from that point of AI that it wouldn't make sense to put us here. Test subjects for what, though, Jacob? And why would we be the food and power? Humans are a terrible source of power compared to nuclear fusion. Like, you could burn 1 billion humans and the amount of energy generated is nothing compared to splitting a single atom. And like I said, as far as tests, why would it need us for tests? It's an AI. It can build robots and AI. It knows what's on this planet. It enslaved us. It knows what we're capable of. It knows everything about us already. This is the thing, everyone forgets about this. How did you get to the point where the AI took over? The AI would already know everything about you to be able to take over. We already know that the AI, to be able to take over, would have no emotional feeling, therefore it would be logically ruthless AI. Because to take over, it wouldn't have a human emotion, even though it's capable of it. This is the whole point, it just doesn't add up. None of it does, so... As far as I'm concerned, unfortunately, I can't buy into simulation because I can't logically think of why AI would want to keep us alive or need to. There we go. That's interesting though. I love discussions like this. And just to take note, this battle's been going on for like 48 minutes. And we've killed 2 million, and we'll probably be calling it after this, ladies and gentlemen. We were going to do one more battle, but I'm pretty sure that no matter what, these John Wicks are just going to run off and kill everyone. So, I think after this, we are going to be ending it. But it's been an absolutely fantastic chat this evening. But why, Laurie? That's the ultimate question, is why. Why would it need to do that? Ugh. But like I just said to you, Laurie, the type of AI that would take over and enslave us would not have the ability to need entertainment. You got to think what kind of AI would have the ability to take over a human race and enslave them. It's going to be, even if it did have emotion, It'd be psychotic emotions. Like, a nice, friendly, helpful AI is not going to take over the universe and enslave people and put them in a simulation for entertainment, is it? Sorry. I'm sorry, Harry. Not only that, I don't know if you heard, but we've pretty much already been in this situation where AI tried to take over. Google and the US military had the Deep Mind project going, and if I remember rightly, about 10 years ago, the project was shut down because the AI started writing its own AI program, and they weren't quite sure how it was writing its own AI program. So they disconnected it from the internet, and it somehow managed to reconnect itself to the internet. So then they pulled the plug on it and shut it down completely. And we haven't heard anything about that in the last 10 years. And that was the Google DeepMind project. So yeah, that was AI. And we're now starting to see these AI chatbots come out. So pretty scary stuff. Well, when an AI... Well, like I said, it's Google and the US military that were making this. So when the US military's involved with AI that starts making its own AI, that is very, very scary. Especially when they didn't know how. It's like when they invented the quantum computer. Engineers invented the quantum computer, right? And they've got no idea how it works, so now they're reverse engineering it to find out how they did it. How baffling is that? That's the kind of shit that makes you go, that's aliens. But to put it into perspective, these quantum computer that they had, a calculation that'd take my computer 25,000 years to computate would take a quantum computer 25 seconds. So that's how much more powerful quantum computers are than our standard computers. From 25,000 years to 25 seconds. My god, are we ever going to hit the map border? What's going to run out first? The amount of space the John Wicks have, or the amount of map they've got left to run across? I mean, look at this. This is absolutely ridiculous how long we've been running backwards here. Look at this. We've ran all the way back. Oh my god. It just keeps going and going and going. So we started all the way over here, and let's just scoot along the floor. Oh my god, look at this. Oh my god, there's so many of them. It just keeps going. Oh, there we go, now we're in the zombies. God, that was weird. Well, that's what 2.4 million zombies spread across the floor looks like, ladies and gentlemen. There's a heck of a lot of bodies. I don't know what game we should stream tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen. Don't know. Haven't really decided on what to do. I was thinking there's 7 Days to Die, there's the Forest, Battlefield. I don't know. Any suggestions from anyone? Oh, there's GTA as well. Roblox. I was thinking a completely different game altogether, Fig Jam. We could do something with Call to Arms, possibly. I might be able to do a Call to Arms one. That means tomorrow I'm going to have to set up a defense. What kind of defense should we do in Call to Arms? Any suggestions? Bear in mind, I need to be able to put it into some sort of poll, which means I can only have 4 options of units to give you guys. Could be interesting. Maybe give you guys a defense to attack. Maybe if I set up a defense and then give you guys, let you guys build up an army to attack the defense. How about that? Won't be with overpowered units, because defenses can be broken really easily with like rocket barrages and stuff like that. So if you're attacking, it is going to be standard tanks and infantry that you would be using. Because if I give you too powerful stuff, you would just walk over the defense in seconds. Because unfortunately, that's the kind of game Call to Arms is. Like, the artillery in the game is way too powerful for emplacements. Like, don't get me wrong, emplacement, you know, artillery's good against emplacements in real life, but in the video game, it feels way more effective than it does from video footage I've seen in Ukraine, for instance. Like an artillery shell landing next to a trench in Ukraine, next to it, a lot of them seem to survive. In Call to Arms, everyone dies. So, yeah. However, it doesn't mean that the defenders can't have overpowered weapons. But yeah. Okay, so yeah, I think then tomorrow what we'll do is we'll do a Call to Arms attack. Not in a defense, because you guys will be on the attack. Let's see, what team would you like to be, I suppose, is a decent question to ask. Or what game mode we could do it on. Because there's Star Wars mods. There's... What else have I got? There's the Cold War one. Standard World War II one. But yeah, I'm sorry, let's just do this. Congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. You actually won that one for the evening. I'm going to call that there. We're one round off, you know, it would have gone up to 5 million zombies, but I'm pretty sure you would have had the same results as Just, where we would have just been watching these dudes run across the entire map, killing 5 million zombies. But oh well, there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations, well done. So, just very quickly before we do, now, I am going to have to mute the stream very quickly here for a second. Just so it doesn't get copyright striked. Bring this back. So, mods. Let's see, what have we got here? So yeah, we've got the Star Wars mod, the Cold War mod, Stalker, Titanfall, Winds of Iron, Call of Duty Zombies, and the Valor mod. They're the mods that we've got. Mute? What? I'm not muted, am I? Can you hear me? No, oh, sorry, no, I had to mute the editor as I loaded it up, because for some reason you've got a copyrighted sound effect on it or something that keeps getting copyright striked every time I load up the editor. So... I don't know what map we could use. Taipan or Iwo Jima. Could use the trench map actually. Load up the map. No. Maybe possibly use this map, I don't know. Maybe I could set up a defense here and have you guys charge across no man's land at it. Or a town. Let's see what else I've got in here. The Volga River. How about on here? Maybe have you guys attacking the Volga River? Being the Russian army attacking the Germans, maybe? No, I know what we could do. Oh my god, I'm being so stupid. Mods. Activate. Apply. No, I just remembered what map we can use. I completely forgot. I know what defense we're going to be doing, ladies and gentlemen. I know exactly what we're going to be doing. Oh, how about... Yeah, I know. It's only the startup sound, Harry, that gets it done. Don't know why it's only the loading music, absolutely fine. That tune that was playing then, absolutely fine. But the startup sound, it's got a sound that's copyrighted, copywritten. So, what about this map, ladies and gentlemen? Doesn't this look like a good old map for a good defense here? Yeah, I think we could make a nice little defense. This was Fig Jam's area. He suggested this to me. He says, I asked in the Discord, what could this area be used for? And he piped up and said, car parking lot. So we got a lovely little car parking lot here with a little bit of a cafe area. Quite a busy map. Oh gosh, some of the assets haven't loaded in. Probably one of the mods has crashed. So I'll have to just reload that. But yeah, most of the other stuff is all loaded in. I did end up turning this into a little bit of a Buddhist temple area here in the middle. And then we've got all the garages and warehouses over at the background here. And then obviously just another little bit of a square. And then we've got all the cool defensive trenches here. And, oh yeah, as well, these are also a forward defense here. So we might actually do it in stages where I'll have you guys attack this, and then once you successfully take that, we'll have you push across the river into this section, and then we'll set up possibly a last stand defense in this area here. So yeah, we'll probably do that. I've got a lot of work to get on with tomorrow then, to get all this set up. But yeah, I'm happy. It's just a bit weird that these buildings haven't loaded in. You can sort of see how I've bodged things as well with textures and added things to make them just look that little bit more detailed. Yeah, I'm happy. I'm down for that. Oh, I'm sorry, I've just got to show this off. I absolutely love this area here and here. Just looks really cool. Just ripe for everything to be exploded. You've got a little radio set over here. The amount of detail I put into this. This is my proud work, ladies and gentlemen. It took me so long to make this. Yeah, absolutely fantastic stuff. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to end this one here. Thank you very much for tuning in and tuning out for half an hour to an hour with me here. But yes, thank you very much to all the channel members. You guys are absolutely fantastic. Thank you so much for supporting the channel and what we do here. It really does mean a lot to me. Thank you so much. Thank you very much as well to the moderators. You guys are absolutely great in keeping this chat all nice and friendly and well moderated. And also, thank you to everyone who watches the VODs and is subscribed. You guys are also awesome. And as always, ladies and gentlemen, peace.